Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Let rain fall, let rain
And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at Laurel Park, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salt, along with our odds maker Keith Fusel. The sun is out, no rain, no snow, a little chilly, but a beautiful day for wintertime racing here at Laurel Park. We have three carryovers for you today. The biggest one's going to be that late pick five, a little over 5,100. But first, let's recap yesterday. We'll start with the big Triple Crown preps. Of course, Ella Reeb, who trains here at Laurel Park for Cal Lynch. He had won 4 in a row. He was your heavy favorite in the Grade 3 Gotham up there with Trevor McCarthy for trainer Cal Lynch at Aqueduct. He went to the front early, took a lot of pressure.
He did.
It looks like he got shut off a little bit there, and the stretch might have cost him second, but still he finishes third, gets some more Derby points.
Yeah, just never looked like he got comfortable the entire way. Kind of Trevor nudged him out of the gate. He was pinned down inside by that other horse from his outside. Just never really got a chance to relax. Not saying he can't bounce back up off of that effort. I still think he's a versatile type of horse.
Sure.
Just unfortunate of how things panned out for that. And look, on the flip side, you're looking down at Florida at the Fountain of Youth with Irish War Cry. You know, I thought he was sitting a perfect trip.
Yeah.
You know, he might have been going a little bit quick, but he was just perched just outside the leader and had no fire. So, reading Grand Motion said maybe ran him back a little bit too quick, but really wasn't given any signs. Looked like he was good to go. But that's horse racing. It happens. It happens in all sports, so you don't want to really sit there and rag on somebody about that. It happens. You regroup. You move on. Hey, maybe you're not quite what you thought.
Yep.
But you come back, you get it together again and give it another shot.
Well, a horse that Irish War Cry beat in the Grade 2 Holy Bull, Gunavera, he was the winner of the Express Bet Fountain of Youth for trainer Antonio Sano. Javier Castellano, the winning rider, just wasn't Irish War Cry's day. The winner of the Gotham was J-Boy's Echo, a horse Ella Reeb beat in the Withers. So, yeah, as you said, a tough game, this Triple Crown prep. It was kind of ironic as yesterday, as the favorites, Irish War Cry, Ella Reeb, were getting beat. Your early Kentucky Derby favorite, who won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last year, Classic Empire. I saw him on Twitter after those races. He was running around in his paddock. So maybe now he gets back into the scene, skipping last weekend. So a tough game for those Triple Crown preps, but we wish Ella Reeb and Irish War Cry luck bouncing back from that. We'll see him down the road. Maybe we'll see him here in Maryland for the Preakness. So best of luck to them. It was a good day here for a couple jockeys. Let's start with Katie Davis, the journeyman jockey. She had a big day with winning 3 races.
Yeah, she was sitting there perched a couple of races almost identical, just prompting the pace, made the little 3-mile move. Horse is a little erratic. She had to hang on a little bit. Some of those horses weren't tough to ride, it looked like.
Right.
But she got the job done, gaining experience with each and every ride. It's good to see for her.
And speaking of gaining experience, how about the 10-pound apprentice, Carlos Carrasco? His first two career mounts, and he only took perfect 2 for 2. How did he look up there in the press box?
He looked fine. Got the horses relaxed. Beitzel really rated kindly. Did a good job on both of them. I guess the game's easy for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's the younger brother of leading rider Victor Carrasco here. He's been here for about a year learning how to ride. And, of course, I'm sure his older brother, top jockey around here, Victor Carrasco, gave him some pointers. So congratulations to apprentice Carlos Carrasco and Katie Davis. So lots going on. Speaking of stakes races, 2 weeks from yesterday, Saturday, March 18th, is going to be a huge day out here at Laurel Park. We have, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stake races, a couple good-looking 3-year-old stakes, the Caesar's Wish and the Private Terms, the Conniver Not for Love, and the Harrison E. Johnson for older horses. 5 stake races. We're giving away a free Maryland Jockey Club long sleeve t-shirt. It's Owner's Fantasy Day. It's going to be a great day of racing here Saturday, March 18th. One of the likely starters in the Harrison E. Johnson for trainer Jose Corrales. We showed this piece Friday. Let's show it again here, and we'll have some more features on some of these potential stake runners next week for you here on Today at the Races. But Bodhisattva, he ran in the Preakness a couple years ago against American Pharaoh, doing fine as a 5-year-old. Very impressive winner in the John B. Campbell. He's likely for the Harrison E. Johnson, and judging how he looked in the John B. Campbell, I'd say Bodhisattva would be one of the horses to beat in that race.
Absolutely. You know, he's comfortable now. He's rounding back. It appears to be the top form. He really doesn't need things his own way up front. He's going to do his own thing from the back of the pack and make his patented run.
Well, we caught up with trainer Jose Corrales, watching Bodhisattva train a couple mornings ago here at Laurel Park. Jose, let's talk about Bodhisattva's running style. He's really turned into a nice come-from-behind runner. What went into getting him to run like that?
Well, I just think, the horse is he was intimidated before, and he really don't. If he is in front, he runs good. If he come from behind, he run good if he is last. But if he's in between, he just stop. He get scared, and I don't know. Maybe he get claustrophobia. But now it looks like, he's the way I like him right now. He's just sit back and run from the back, and as long as nobody bother him, he will come running, and he really have a very, very strong finish. And this come from something I have looked back when I was back in Panama, when I was riding in the 80s. But, the horses come from behind long ways. It's like even a 16 of a mile, they still be running in the end and catching the horses in the end.
Okay, and let's talk about the Campbell. When he had in the Campbell, how did he come out of that race? How did he come out of the Campbell, and what race is he going to next?
It's going to go
Harrison Johnson.
I'm sorry I did not got the Harrison Johnson right. But anyway, he's going to go like running the same distance. It's kind of the same kind of horses they're going to run with. And I just hope, he come out of that race good, and then we can look forward for something bigger with him, because I think if he run his style, he can run with any horses.
He's kind of a famous horse. He ran against Triple Crown winner American Pharaoh, and he's still going strong as a 5-year-old, so this could be one of his best years now.
I think so. I always hope that can happen. I'm trying to follow California Crumb instead of the American Pharaoh. But, I always say, how many horses run with American Pharaoh win the Triple Crown, you know what I mean? And I'm just happy with the horse, and every time I look at these horses standing and everything like that, you give me a good feeling to be in this business.
So there's trainer Jose Corrales talking about Bodhisattva, a likely starter in the Harrison E. Johnson. We're going to try to catch up with Gary Capuano this week, trainer of O'Dye and Ice, who I believe is a likely starter for the Private Term Stakes. And judging the form he's in right now, he'll be tough in that race.
Absolutely. He's another one kind of just getting better, maturing with each and every start. And he's another type of runner. Overcome a little bit of gait issues. He's been breaking a little bit slowly. Last time he was able to kind of break a little bit better, had a clean trip, given a clean trip. He's going to be tough right back.
We'll also try to catch up with president of the Maryland Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, Tim Keefe, talking about the big day Saturday, March 18th here at Laurel Park. Let's show you what's going on. It's Owner's Fantasy Day. It's also Maryland Jockey Club Celebration Day. Come celebrate the resurgence of Maryland's thoroughbred industry and the ongoing dramatic transformation of Laurel Park. You're going to get a free long-sleeve T-shirt. My favorite kind of tee. The long sleeve always better than the short sleeve T-shirt.
Oh, absolutely. Versatile.
Yeah,
if it gets a little warm, you just roll those sleeves up a little bit. You got to like that.
And so if you're interested in owning a thoroughbred, well, here's your day. Come on out here Saturday, March 18th. It's Owner's Fantasy Day. Seminars at 10:30 in Laurel Park's Ruffian Room. You have to RSVP for this event. Go to mtha.eventbrite.com. A joint venture between the Maryland Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, the Maryland Horse Breeders breeders and the Maryland Jockey Club. A great opportunity. If you've ever thought about owning a racehorse or breeding a racehorse, you can come out and learn all about it here Saturday, March 18th.
Great game. Get your blood pumping every time. You know, I've had the opportunity a couple times to be within a horse. Actually, I had a horse one time myself. I owned my whole only unfortunately had him for one race. He got claimed right off the bat.
Well, sometimes
at least we won and lost him. So
that's the way to go
good.
sometimes.
But yeah, get involved in this great game moving forward, especially great time of year ahead of us with the turf season. Good opportunities to become an owner.
All right, good stuff. And for all you handicappers, well, we have a big day coming up for you as well. Saturday, March 24th. This is a big tournament here, Keith. Over 33,000 in prizes. Choose your berth to a couple of the big dances. Qualifying event for the National Handicapping Championship, the Breeders' Cup, the big one. Registration now open. Go to laurelpark.com for more information about this. This is a big major tournament on the schedule of tournaments for all the serious handicappers.
Absolutely, moving forward. Yeah, you can catch the money in this and move on and take your pick. Any one of them you move on to is a great opportunity to really cash in and score big. So yeah, get yourself involved in that Champions Handicapping Tournament.
All right, if we're getting you hungry for a bunch of action and excitement, well, today we have the Sunday brunch for you in the Garden Terrace, 12 to 4, $22 for the adults, 11 for kids under 12, under 6, eat free. If you like mimosas and Bloody Marys, well, you can get all you want for $12. Chef Damon getting Sunday brunch ready for you today. And speaking of also some more excitement for today, all you harness fans, here we go. Opening night tonight at Rosecroft down there in Fort Washington. First race post time for their Sunday cards, 4:40. Tuesdays at 6:40. They're going to start running Wednesdays in a couple weeks as well. But opening night down there at Rosecroft and looking at the races, 12 of them down there tonight. Some familiar names from last fall as harness racing making a comeback here in Maryland.
Yeah, you're going to have to teach me a few things. I play them a little bit, the trotters, but I know one thing. 1 to 9 shot, Teddy Black is there.
Teddy Black will be there. And
1 to 9.
And I was sitting with your cousin, Farmer Tom, up there at the sports bar, second floor of the clubhouse. Tom Reynolds was up there. He's telling me how he used to judge all the livestock in college. He would just pick first and then figure out what to say about them. So that's kind of how I did my handicapping for tonight at Rosecroft.
All right.
As I'm pulling the doubleheader going from Laurel down there. I made my picks. Now I just have to figure out what to say about them.
Okay, you'll
so
come up with
that's how we're going to do it at Rosecroft. Here's some more action for you. Of course, the biggest Saturday of the year, the third Saturday in May, the People's Race, the People's Party, second jewel of the Triple Crown, the 142nd Preakness Stakes, Saturday, May 20th this year. All the seats sold out last year. Go to Preakness.com to get your Preakness tickets. Don't forget about Black-Eyed Susan Day the day before on Friday, May 19th, the two biggest days of the year, Black-Eyed Susan and Preakness. Go to Preakness.com to get your tickets. Don't get shut out on the biggest day of the year. Speaking of other big races coming up today, hang around after our live racing is done today, as down there at Valparaiso, the Grade 1 Longines Gran Premio Latino Americano Stakes at 5:30. This is a Grade 1 event sponsored by Longines. Of course, they're a big sponsor of the Preakness. Big race down there today at Valparaiso.
We'll be set. We'll be up there watching, I'm sure.
Frank Carulli will be watching.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be watching.
If we can bet on it, we're in.
All right, well, let's speaking of betting, let's take a look at the carryovers today. 3 carryovers for you today. The Rolling Super High 5 will start in race 1, a little over 900 for that carryover. Rainbow Pick 6, now only 8 live races today, so don't get shut out on the Pick 6. That's going to start in race 3 today. A little shy of 2,000 in that Pick 6 carryover. Then the late Pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Late Pick 5 going to start race 4 today. Big carryover in that, almost 5,200. The bettors will attack that today. There'll be a nice large pool of money there for you in the late Pick 5 starting in race 4 today. So 8 races. First race goes off at 12:30. We'll have a fast main track. Let's take a look at the main track right now. Tom Reynolds was telling me about when they harrow it going the right way, favors the speed. When they harrow it going the other way, it favors the closer. So I'm going to have to start paying attention how they harrow the track.
I think he needs to put out a handbook for all of this stuff.
He's a great guy to hang out at the second floor sports bar there. Learned a lot. So here we go. 30s and sunny today. No wind. It's just a nice, chilly, brisk winter day. Put on a sweater, a winter jacket. Come on out here. Jump into these carryovers.
Absolutely.
Starting at 12:30. So let's get right to it here. Race 1 kicks off the early Pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on the early Pick 5. We'll have that carryover for the late Pick 5. Both pick fives, your best bet here at Laurel Park with the industry low 12% takeout, mandatory payout on the early pick five. Starts in race one. Race one also has that carryover in the rolling super high five, a little over $900. This is a maiden claiming $16,000 here for the first race. 3-year-olds going 5.5 furlongs, and I think it's a soft group. I'm just looking for a price here. I'll take a shot with the one Wing Fighter going right to the front with Angel Serpa aboard for Carla Morgan. That's what the horse tried to do last time. It was wide early, got to the front going into the far turn, and finished second that day at a big 12-1 price. So we'll get a decent price again today, see if Wing Fighter can just get out there early and keep on going.
Definitely an improved effort. Breaks down inside second. This would be a third off of a layoff, but a much better effort, more speed last time out. I think he'll have to contend with the 4 Celtic Ruler from the Tim Keefe barn, who ran against him in that Wolfenberger race back on February the 3rd. Wolfenberger ran okay yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I expected a little bit more kick, but didn't run awful. But Celtic Ruler had a tougher trip. Was down inside the speed, a decent pace, had to ease back. Once he got outside, he prompted, I thought, a little bit more kick. Maybe this little drop is going to get him over the top. He's going to have to get the jump, though, on the heavy favorite. I think the money's going to pour in on the 6 asset allocation. I've got this horse even money. Linda Rice just rolls. I mean, she's had a killer percentage. 7 for 12 with maidens on the dirt the last 2 years at Laurel with an ROI of $6. You're not going to get anything close to 6 on this horse. But shortens up. Interesting move. Started a career at a mile, then went at a mile and 7. He did have the tough inside post on both of those races. Didn't show a lot of speed. I don't foresee him being real close early. He's going to need a little bit of a setup. I'm going to try to go against him at a real short price with Celtic Ruler. The 7, I expect to get some play. Cal Lynch as a firster by Put It Back. Always been a horse that usually shows speed. But both the outside horses, 6 and 7, an $87,000 purchase, a $47,000 purchase. A little frustrations here for the owners. In for 16. A little better price here with the 4.
Well, we're both trying to beat the 6, and I have to say you have the same cause for concern as me. A big drop from maiden special weight, maiden 40 to this race today. So a pretty quick give up. So that's a big question mark, but. We're both using the horse second. The 7, Summer Run, this horse a half to Electric Run. I believe is the only other sibling. And that horse made about $75,000. You get Trevor McCarthy aboard, a good outside post, some decent works here at Laurel Park, Lasix in debut. And you'll get some decent, good value there on that first-time starter.
Might float up a little bit, but looking at the rest of the field, I do think Summer Run's going to maybe settle 3, 7-2 in that range. Lasix goes on. The only foal was that horse, a 2009 foal out of that mare, Eclectic Run. Yeah.
All right, well, both Keith and I trying to beat the heavy favorite, the 6 there in the opener. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. Only 2 pick 4s for you today, starting in races 2 and then starting in race 5 for that late pick 4. 10% bonus for all you premier players for that late pick 4. Let's take a look here at the second to start the early pick 4, going 2 turns, a mile and a 16th. One of those first level allowance conditions, optional, claiming $20,000 for 4-year-olds and upward. We have a video here on the Shake, the 6 Shakeinator. He woke up last time, got into good form. They dropped him in to open 15. He'd been running against 2 other than allowance company, optional, claiming $25,000. They gave him a little freshening. He had the month of January off. They dropped him in for open $15,000. He went off as the favored, came with a wide run, and he won like a good thing. Classy 6-year-old by Curlin. He's made almost $300,000. Is this win good enough to get him back into good form? He's stepping up a little bit here into a tough allowance race.
He won an optional 2 other than at Delaware back in October. That race picked his head up for sure. He was really under a sustained drive from the far turn home from Carrasco. Real good, strong ride. Was able to go clear. This is a little bit better bunch, Dan.
Sure.
I think the main question mark is the 4 Battle Midway coming in for trainer David Canizo. Is this horse just a phenomenon on the inner dirt up there, or can this horse carry this form? Because if he runs back to any of his last 3, it's over. Going back and comparing company lines of such, he's going to be really tough. But I go towards the inside with the 2. It behooves me for Kieran. This horse just looked like a different horse last time. He had a couple trouble trips, a couple races back. Last time, put it all together, got the pace that he liked. There's not a ton of speed in here. He'll get great position early. A repeat of the last, which I think he can do, puts him puts him in the circle.
I respect that runner for sure. Julian Pimentel having a good weekend. He won 3 on Friday, won a race yesterday. So I like the 2, and we're both a little perplexed here about the 4. A 90 buyer on the inner dirt up there last out for A other than. Just looks too good to be true.
Yeah.
But if he runs that kind of race here, yeah, he probably might be an easy winner.
Yeah, he got a good setup there. 3-back, he runs a 95.
Sure.
And the horses have keyed up. I went back on formula. Look, they've come back to run big numbers. But you look at his races outside, away from that inner dirt, not really that good.
Right.
You toss him if you think that's the case. So he's a real head scratcher, the 4 Battle Midway. Wouldn't want to get beat by him, but I think it behooves me. He figured it all out last time. Stalking pounds kind of move.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2 is going to start the Rainbow Pick 6, almost 2,000 in that carryover for you. Starting race 3 now, don't get shut out. Starts the race earlier than normal. Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 3, $1,958 is the carryover today for that Rainbow Pick 6 starting here in the 3rd race. I do have a ticket, a $64 play for me for the Rainbow Pick 6. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 3 using the 1, 2, 6, 7, going 2 deep in races 4 and 5, and then I'll spread out in race 6. I'll go 4 deep in there. It's all going to key on my best bet of the day in race 7, a nice allowance race for Maryland Breds. I'm going to key on the 8, Willie Be Mine, Fergal Lynch aboard for Ann Merriman. We have a video spotlight of Willie Be Mine coming up in race 7. That's my best bet and key horse, the 8, Willie Be Mine in race 7. And then I'm going to go 5 deep there in the finale. So a $64 ticket, all keying on the 8, Willie Be Mine in race 7. Let's take a look here at the first leg. We have a video spotlight on the 2, Northern Prancer. This is a claiming 5,000 filly and mares, never win 3 lifetime today, going 6 furlongs.
Yeah, track definitely played on the quicker side on the 19th of February, and Northern Dancer had a loose leader. Poco Loco at 8-5 opened up about 5 or 6 around the turn, started to come back to the field, and there, right when Northern Prancer was getting ready to make her best run, she was kind of sawed off. Got the 3/16 pole. She recovered. She doesn't want to switch leads, though. Look at her laying in. Tough to ride for Kevin Gomez. Just continues on a left lead. But nonetheless, a good finish to just miss by a nose. Neither did they 4-1. It would have been a good one to get it started. Another badge. I think that was McCarthy for Linda Albert. Got it done. But, she's tops out a good number there. There is speed. She's going to have a target. The 1, Show Giant, is going to be my top selection. I think she can go ahead and clear and go ahead and wire the field on this drop and this barn change. But Northern Prancer, she's shown she doesn't really need that setup. She just makes her steady run, kind of like the Bodhisattva from the back of the pack. Right. I think she can pair up numbers here and be a major factor off the pace.
All right, I like the 2, Northern Prancer. I'll use that runner on top. The 1, Show Giant, you get the nice lightweight assignment of 110 with Carlos Carrasco. And we were talking to Tim Tulloch yesterday about it. When you get a jock that can ride a little bit and he's on live horses, that 10 and 7 pounds really shows up as a factor.
Yeah, I've never been a huge, when I handicap, take weight into consideration a whole ton. It's got to be a significant break. But this kid, he's getting a break. He's getting a serious break. And as you said, if they're competent enough, if they can get around there and they know how to handle a horse, rate a horse, finish on a horse, that is a major plus. And that's why you see these bug riders, if they've got talent, they get hot and they just reel off win after win after win. And it could be the case for Carlos Carrasco.
And I'm just getting word from the guys in the trailer. Thanks, guys. A late rider change here on the 1, Show Giant. Make the rider Jen Miller, who I believe is a 7-pound apprentice. So we'll get one. Okay, make the weight 113 on the 1, Show Giant. Make the rider Jen Miller, and the weight's 113 there in race 3. So a tough race to handicap here to kick off that Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today, though, almost 2,000. A big carryover of the day starts in race 4 for that late Pick 5, almost 5,200. We'll tackle that when we come back.
At ExpressBet, we celebrate the champions who make horse racing great. That's why we provide more ways to bet from more places than ever. We've built an entire family of brands to support horse racing, to give players more of the rewards they deserve, give bettors the information they need to win, and provide a community for horse bettors. Because the best way to support the champions of horse racing is to champion horse racing. ExpressBet. We are racing.
Welcome back here to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live at the Laurel Park Paddock. Odds maker Keith Fustel, Stan Salter, getting you ready for a Sunday fun day of racing here at Laurel Park. Chef Damon's getting Sunday brunch ready for you. That starts at noon. We have 3 carryovers for you today. The biggest carryover of the day is the late pick 5 starting here in race 4. $5,189 is the late pick 5 carryover. And as always, we have that industry low 12% takeout. They're going to go after this probably good. I'm saying at least 20, maybe 25, 30,000 new money into the late pick 5 today, starting in race 4. I have a ticket for it, $64 play for me in the late pick 5. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 4 using the 2, 4, 6, 7. 2 deep in the 5th, 4 deep there in race 6. And again, I'm going to key on the 8, Willie Be Mine, Fergal Lynch aboard for Ann Merriman, my best bet of the day. We'll show you a video spotlight of Willie Be Mine, then going 4 deep there in race 8. So an affordable $64 play. You can see my tickets and Keith's tickets on the laurelpark.com website. Let's take a look here at race 4. Claiming 5,000, never won 4 lifetime, going 5.5 furlongs. We have a scratch on the 3, Mongolian Chrome.
Right.
So no super high 5 wagering here in race 4. And I end up on the 4 on top here. Let's Be Frank Jomor Torres, the 7-pound apprentice aboard for Gary Capuano. So make the weight 113. Torres was aboard last time, a good second at this level at 8-1. We won't get that price today. But this Forest figure's tough to beat.
Yeah, he'll be one of the favorites, if not the favorite in here. I've got him lined at 9-5. A good effort, made a nice little run inside a horse's mid-turn. Duking with Dale, though, was sharp, was able to dictate and go on with it. I think he's going to be somewhere from mid-pack. I'll take a shot with the 5. What do we've got?
We're getting some hecklers behind us here.
Okay.
Everybody coming out for a little Sunday brunch
Get
and
a little
carryover
FaceTime.
action.
That's all right. That's okay. The 5, Tasca Darren, is going to be my top selection. I don't see a ton of early speed in this 5.5 furlong affair. I think I've got this horse probably lined a little bit too high when we had to kind of hustle through doing the odds for this card.
Sure.
But last time out was first time with Claudio, 23, 247, and 114. They don't look like really super fast fractions. On that racetrack that day, it was. This horse took a lot of heat, had good speed out in California. I think it's a send kind of a move here for Hamilton, and may go ahead and take this field wire to wire. Interesting, Stevie Hamilton, first mount, it looks like teaming up with Claudio Gonzalez. I caught him with, I think, Katie Davis's first mount.
Yep.
Maybe the same thing will happen with Steve Hamilton.
Well, I might have overlooked this horse a little bit. Second start in the leading trainer's barn. We're going to get a nice price here. You get one of the top 5 riders aboard, so nice 10-1 shot you have on top there. We both like the 7 a little bit in this race as well as the just get the page turned to Slide By You. Leading rider Trevor McCarthy aboard here for trainer Billy Campbell. This horse been right there at this level the last couple races. A 3-time winner here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, he's been fairly consistent off the claim. I like him a little bit better at 5.5. I think he's going to have a sharper run at this distance. He's hoping things get hot and heavy up front. And major excuse last time when he stumbled. We caught extremely wide, just couldn't quite keep up the run through the final 1/8 of a mile. If he holds form, doesn't have any hiccups at the start, he'll be rolling and make a late impact in here, no doubt.
All right, so a tough nickel 4 life to kick off that late pick 5. Nice carryover in the late pick 5 today. All you pick 4 players, well, you get a 10% bonus if you hit the late pick 4 here at Laurel Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 10% bonus for all you premier players when you hit the late pick 4. You can't beat that deal. It's like an extra, It's like getting a banana split with a cherry on top and you get the cherry for free, right?
Perfect.
Something like that. Maybe a little cold for banana splits, but well, you get the drift. So late pick 4, 10% bonus. Keith likes the late pick 4 today. Let's take a look at your ticket.
Yeah, once again, this late pick 4 starts in race 5 today. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 4. $24 ticket, 4 deep in race 5. We're going to go with the 2, 4, 5, and 6. I think it's kind of wide open. Tough to separate those horses. The big question mark horse in race 5 is the 5 Brute Force. Scratch the 3 Bourbon and Beer. 3 deep in race 6. 2 deep in the 7th and 8th race. His 7th race, trying a little price with the 1 Jump Jive and Whale. Going to use your horse in there, Willie Be Mine. I think he sits a real good trip in today. And in the 8th, I couldn't get past the 6, A Little Habit of Mine, or the 8 Sounds Delicious for Linda Rice.
All right, let's take a look here at the first leg, race 5 to kick off that late pick 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming 16,000 4 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Scratch to 3, Bourbon in beer, and that horse was 7-2 morning line, so that's gonna kind of skew everything up here. And yeah, the entries they came out Friday. We had to scramble to get our picks and odds in kind of quickly. So maybe that's the best way to do it.
Sometimes it is.
Study long, study wrong. Maybe I'll have a bunch of winners today, just going with the first instinct. But we both like the 5-2 exacta here. Brute Force for Horacio De Paz. This horse dropping from claiming 40,000 to Life Allowance Company. Big drop here, second off the layoff in for the 16,000 today.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of a red flag and a for sale. I'm going to use this horse. He looks like an all or nothing type. Go Bo Go could really hamper his style up front because I think he can maybe make a move into the pace. But those internals last time at Parks, he broke from the rail, rushed up inside, 22-245 and 2:10-4. That half-mile split was a full second faster than other than runners, multiple winners. So, yeah, he got cooked in that race. He doesn't have to improve much second time. I like his positioning where he is. He's kind of outside the other speed, maybe a little cat and mouse game. Gomez can keep this horse off the inside and kind of control it all the way around the racetrack.
All right, so we both like the 5-2 Cold Exacta there, and we both like the 4 a little bit as well. And the 6, My Own Lane, Kieran McGee, second off the claim. They gave the horse a little time off. January and February had off. Didn't run too well off the claim, but finds an easier spot today here in for 12-5 in a 16 down to 12-5 race.
Only trial on the main track. It was sloppy and sealed. He gets a fast track today. Steady family of runners that have handled the dirt, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. I like how they don't go all the way to the bottom. So a little slight protect move in for the 12-5. And if Brute Force and Go Bo Go get together around the turn, that could set it up nicely for My Own Lane or even Brother Slick Nick. Took him 13 tries to break the maiden, but he keys up against some okay horses. Cold Spice has won a 3 in Life, so a condition above this one. So he could definitely make a late impact. But I think Brute Force, as you say, he's all or nothing today.
All right, we're in agreement here. For race 5 to kick off that late pick 4, 10% bonus for you premier players if you hit the late pick 4 here at Laurel Park. Race 6 kicks off the late pick 3, maiden claiming 25,000 for 3-year-old fillies, going 6 furlongs, scratch to 1, tack up, no super high 5 wagering here in race 6. I'm going to go with a first-time starter on top. The 4, Go Magician Go from the Mike Trombetta barn. We know Trombetta can win first time out. This filly by Street Magician. The Dam, she only won one time. However, that was first out against maiden 40,000 claimers. She's been a decent producer. Go Money Go is a half sister to this one. She made over 150,000. Some nice works here at Laurel Park, including a bullet most recently, February 20th, a bullet half-mile work from the gate, 49-3. You get the lead and rider, Trevor McCarthy, Lasix in debut. Lots to like here about this first-time starter, the 4, Go Magician Go.
Absolutely, agreed. A $19,000 purchase in here for 25. Have to like a line, $123,000 earner. You know, we're going to have to pass the crown from Hammy to Mike Trombetta here. We call him the king of the maiden claimers. You know, some of these guys, they hit it at a good rate at levels like this. Tromby, the last 90 days, 7 for 23 with his maiden claimers. He's really on fire right now. I'm against Wazala. I think she's gonna get hooked up with My Sweet Autumn throughout. I think My Sweet Autumn's got good early speed. Going to take it right to Wazala, and that could set it up for a firster. Go Magician Go looks well spotted for Mike. A good workout over the track. Another firster breeding wise that looks okay is the 3, Whiskey Chick for Tim Keefe. You go back half to Rojo Perfecto. You remember that horse, 6 for 34. Yeah, $124,000 earner, and another one that did quite well around the racetrack around here. So this horse, I like the 102 workouts back in January and again in February. This horse could be okay first out of the box with Lasix on, and the 7 you got to respect as well. Lack of communication comes in here for Corey Jensen. That was a Jamie Ness exacta February the 16th at Tampa. This horse had position around the turn, just couldn't quite get by the stablemate. Looks like it's going to be sitting a good stalking position off the speed. If the firsters don't find this horse, is going to fall into a good trap.
All right, so a couple well-bred first-time starters, a 3 and the 4 here in race 6. I'll go with we both like the 4 here on top from the Mike Trombetta barn. Good group of maiden 3-year-old fillies there in race 6. Let's turn the page. Feature race of the day, a nice first-level allowance race for Maryland breds 3 and up, going 6 furlongs, scratch to 4. Apollo Doro Damasco, something like that, but he's not running. Let's take a look here. The 8, Will He Be Mine, my best bet of the day. We have a video spotlight on this horse, I believe, from January 13th.
Yeah, and it wasn't a good start. He had put together 2 really good races, Willie Be Mine. He finally took action at the windows, was bet down to 7-2, and just had a horrific start. Spotted the field a ton of lengths, but you look at him late. He once again doesn't want to switch leads, but continues on willingly to the wire. A runaway winner, Power Nap, has come back to run okay. He just needs to break good against this field. A state-bred field, purse of $35,000. You've got speed to run at as well. Best Yes will be 4. The Great Provider, even Minor Legend, have similar running styles. I was hoping Apollodoro Damasco would have stayed in to really kind of help the flow of this race. But Willie Be Mine, he's close enough in his look. He's just off of Bethel Wildcat, 2 races back in a pretty good race. So he's going to be tough to beat. Jump, Jive, and Will be my top selection. A little bit better price. I've always liked him as a 1-run sprinter. Draft back off the pace today with Centron, maybe get to the outside. I think he's going to have a really substantial run in this race today.
The Great Provider from the Hugh McMahon barn, first off the claim for McMahon today, gets Trevor McCarthy, a sharp win back in early January. Much easier race, 10,003 life, but got a decent 63 buyer in that race, 5 for 8 in the money here at Laurel Park. You're going to get some good value here first off the claim. They've freshened this horse, some decent work, so half mile, 47 bullet back on February 21st. So McMahon, he can do well first off the claim, and with horses coming off a little brief freshening like this.
Absolutely. He had everything his own way on January the 8th, but you really kind of break it down. With the scratch of the 4, maybe an aggressive ride, he's able to dictate. But I don't think Best Yes is going to let him get too far away as well.
We're both not giving up on Best Yes yet. I loved him last time. Loved him last time at about 3-5. He ran a good race, just got nailed at the end by Slick William, but he figures to be right there again today. Strong connections, Caramanos aboard for Robbie Bales. So, all right, we're kind of close there, although I overlooked the one there, Jump, Drive, and Whale from the Mary Epler barn. Maybe not crazy about the inside post. This horse is going to be coming from out of it. Maybe needs a little bit of a fast-paced setup, which he might be able to get.
No doubt.
All right, let's turn the page here. Nice allowance feature there to kick off the late daily double. Another allowance race to close things off today. 4 straight 3-year-old fillies, A other than optional claiming 50,000 going 6 furlongs. Let's take a look. Video spotlight here on the 6th, Little Habit of Mine from the Hammy Smith barn. This is a good-looking filly by Mineshaft. They paid $80,000 for her at Keeneland. You're going to see her win a dogfight here in debut. Had to break from the 2-hole this day, wins by a neck. She's the first foal out of a tail of the cat mare, Tiger Cat Lily. The dam was 3 for 5, made almost $100,000. She won a turf sprint stake, I believe, up at Monmouth. This filly very tenacious in game and debut. And look who she beat, Adios Andy, came back and won by a country mile next out. So I'll use the 6, Little Habit on Mine on top here. 6, 8, 7, we're in agreement on this race.
It's tough to get by one of these 2 horses, the 6 or the Little Habit of Mine. Really resilient, got the lead. I know Andy might have had a tougher trip, but, to be headed like that in debut and to battle back the way she did, because Adios Andy really wasn't quitting, and she came back and put it all together, running a 73, winning next out, as you say, a daylight winner. The experience over the racetrack, I'll give it, and a better number. I shouldn't say Sounds Delicious does have experience, but she didn't run nearly as fast. Little Habit of Mine, a slight edge here for trainer Hammy Smith. He said he bought this horse for $80,000. That's a higher purchase. You don't see a whole lot. Hammy does a great job with horses, middle of the road purchases and really gets them to flourish. But this one they must have really liked. Put in for the 80. She did not disappoint first time out. It Sounds Delicious. Stan, how do you kind of evaluate? Goes from a 41 buyer, win for maiden 40, and then goes up and blows their doors off.
It's that inner dirt again.
The inner dirt. There's your question mark, right?
Because, like the horse earlier today, been running 190s on the inner dirt up there at Aqueduct. So, well, we're both trying to beat the favorite. Sounds Delicious here. Good outside post with that speed. Caramano should get one of those dream trouble-free stalking trips.
Yeah, I went back and watched the race this morning, the January 26th win, and she just had the measure. Linda Rice had the 3-5 shot in there as well. It was cruising on the front end, and Sounds Delicious was just under a light little hold, confident hold around the turn. And when Velasquez asked, she responded, just drew off nicely to win, going away by 9. A big number. Clairvoyant Lady came back to be Truly Hot, so we're going to see in here. Just hard to get past the 6 or the 8. Truly Hot's going to have to improve. I think Phantom Shot, she's back home. She can make a little bit of a run from mid-pack.
The four chips I included in good form right now for trainer John Sullivan, but stepping up into tougher company today. Broke the maiden for maiden 16, beat open 15 company, straight 3-year-olds coming back to the races as a 3-year-old, but a much tougher race today, but she figures to be part of the early pace.
Oh, she's going to be up with the flow, no doubt about it. But like I say, good internals. She goes 23.47. A little having in mind was 23.247. They're close.
Yeah.
But is she going to be able to handle the outside pressure of the 6? That's going to be the main concern for her.
All right, I see somebody coming for brunch here already.
There you go.
Brunch starts at noon, about 10 minutes. Sunday brunch, Sunday fun day. 3 carryovers for you today. The big one, almost 5,200 in that late pick 5. Late pick 5 starts in race 4 today. Rainbow pick 6 starts in race 3 today on our 8-race program. Dave Rodman, he'll be coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.